All right, I've welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Wednesday, March 27, 2024. If you're not so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts. Analysis and live day trading again. Let's get into it today here. So markets on the, again, kind of on the quieter side for really the fourth or fifth day in a row, but we did have a little bit of action this morning. So we had that little dump yesterday. I talked to you guys about it. We'd probably go to about 5,200. I did that live in the video yesterday, and I said that's going to be it. That's going to be a buy the dip. By the way, we did buy that dip in the trading room, and worked out pretty nicely. Got a couple points out of that. Right now, we had the little gap up, little fade, and now we're just kind of recovering. I'm going to say 5,230 is probably the cap right now for today. And if you've noticed here, I haven't really talked about this all that much, but if you've noticed, I've talked about it many times this week, but this price action here is very choppy. So I've talked about that. What I haven't talked about is tomorrow is, yes, we already had OPEX for the month of March, but we have that quarterly expiration, officially quarterly expiration tomorrow. Market is closed on Friday. So I think a lot of this action here is not only end of quarter window dressing and undressing and profit taking, but look at the price action, right? A lot of whipsaw here, little kind of fake out at the end, tight range, a lot of premium burn, and then boom, fake out at the end, liquidity grab. They popped it up. Oh, we're going to gap and go. We're going to go to 5,250. They ripped it down, kind of like flirted with a little kind of soft bear flag type look. If you look at the Qs, had a little bit kind of better of a bear flag kind of look there. Even the semiconductors were on the weaker side today, and still kind of, maybe even having a bear flag type look there. But we are floating back up here, and market should be okay. We could get a dump into the close. If that happens, I'd expect probably 5210 to be the max. I'm just guessing there, and then maybe 5200. There is some GEX at 52 for tomorrow, and I would assume 5250 is probably the max there as well. But I would think there's going to be a lot of pinning going on. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. And again, we're not going to have PCE. Markets will be closed. Powell will be speaking on Friday too with the markets closed. So figure that one out. Why are they doing it like that? But anyway, you're kind of seeing that type of price action. Look at NVIDIA today, right? Down 3.23% currently. That's still at the lows of the day here and starting to fade a little bit as we get into the power hour here. But look at Apple, right? Offsetting, right? What's been up lately? NVIDIA, right? Meta, Microsoft, SMCI, all these names are taking a hit the last day or two, and you're seeing stocks like Apple get a bid, right? We're seeing Tesla get a bid here today up 1.3. It's still not really breaking out. It's got a lot of work to do, but it is higher. Even looking at an ARC that is flat in a tape that is still been struggling. Look at the IWM, right? These are things that have been lagging, right? So as those leaders come in, if the market's going to hold up, the laggards have to pick up. IWM up 1.6. VNQ, this one caught my eye all day. Look how strong this was, up 2%, big move in the morning, and that's holding the gain. So we're seeing some of these laggard sectors. I think biotech up 2%. These are all sectors I've been talking about a lot lately. I've been saying these are going to be the rotation plays, and so far that's still been the case. Transports are up 0.75%. Take a look at the intraday action. Little fade with the market, but look, it's right at the highs of the day now versus the spiders, which are actually fading a little bit. So again, you're seeing that rotation. I think a lot of this price action is end of quarter stuff. And even if we sell, I know I did the video early yesterday. I'm doing it a little early again today because we have the members live at 4. But even if we sell here, look at the Russell, right? We're probably not going to go down that far. If that was the case, I think we would be selling. I think the IWM would be red at the very least, or at least keeping up with the spiders, and it's actually outperforming the spiders. Speaking of, it's going to be hard for the market to go down when KRE is up 2.5. Not to say that it can't go down, but this is the weakest sector in the whole market, and that's up 2.5%, right? So I don't think we should make anything too much out of this here. Even if we dip down, I'm looking at about 5210. That's been a level of interest all day long. They never got there. Maybe they'll get there here in the last hour. Maybe they do another little flash dump like they did the last 2 days. However, they did the flash dump 2 days in a row now. So are they going to pull the rug and go the other way? We'll see. Again, I don't think we're going to do much outside of 5230 on the upside anyway. But Regardless, big picture, we did hit the trend line. We've been talking about that for a while. We expect a pullback. We're getting the pullback. And, we'll leave it at that for now. As long as we're above 52, specifically 51.90, I think this market's okay. On a weekly close, though, below, I'm just going to say that because it's only 30 points away. If we fade tomorrow for whatever reason, we close below 51.90, that would be a little bit of a red flag, right? So that's the high from 2 weeks ago. Not allegedly, like literally we broke out of it on a weekly close last week. If we close back below on a weekly, it could indicate like a failed breakout, right? That's really the only trouble I see right now for the market. And again, it hasn't even happened yet. Look, as we're fading here, look at the VIXY, right? It's at the lows of the day. So you're not seeing actual sellers come in. I think this is just like pinning and premium burn, to be completely honest. But markets are holding up. And again, there's nothing to say we can't just base here and then put up another leg here. There is one last cycle date that's coming up. We're not quite there yet. But right now, bulls have pretty much had their way. The bears have done nothing with this kind of period of weakness here. There is another one coming up, though. It's not that far away, and it's really just kind of an isolated area. But we don't need to worry about that yet. We'll just talk about 5,200 for now. Triple Qs, again, are down. Obviously, if NVIDIA is down as much as it is, Microsoft is down as much as it is, and Google down as much as it is. And it's like 0.2%. But look at Microsoft there, down 0.5%, and NVIDIA down over 3, now 3.5. It's going to drag the Qs down with it. Not the greatest pattern, right? It's not terrible. And if we look at like a weekly, you can make a case we've just been going sideways here. So you're letting that moving average catch up, the 20 weekly. So really nothing wrong. But it's definitely been in declining momentum here for really since late Feb. So basically a month now. So Qs are on the weaker side there. And obviously that is due to the SMH. Watch out. I've been talking about this. If this becomes a lower high and this pivot gets taken out, I think it's just going to be hard for the market to really advance much. Again, we still got a ways to go before that even happens. But, you have 5 to 7 to 10 stocks leading on the way up while everything else is flat to lower. Yeah, it works when those heavy market caps are just dragging the market up. But even if we get rotation of those other names, if those NVIDIAs and Broadcom, look at Broadcom today. Broadcom was down 2%. These big leaders if they're down, and big tech is down, Meta, Microsoft, it's going to just drag the market down. Doesn't mean we're going to have a huge hemorrhage or anything like that. It just means that we can expect some backing and filling, maybe a little bit of downside, and then we look for weekly higher lows. So that's the big picture right now. We talked about the Russell a minute ago, up 1.6. This is still strong. I like the daily green bar, sideways, nothing wrong with that. I like the weekly green bar, sideways, looks good. The only problem I have with it is it took like a year to break down from this level. So I don't know if we're going to just go through it that quickly. We've only been underneath it for about 4 weeks. So, but outside of that, the pattern looks okay. The Dow is continuing to be strong today, up 70 basis points. So getting a little bit of love there. And we'll see if they go up and tag that 40K whole round number by sometime next week on the DJI SMH we talked about. Looks like we just kissed that gap fill there. Again, I'm not really concerned with it until we break that pivot. On the daily, look at IGV. This is it, right? Like tomorrow we'll probably be inside of this range, but I would assume next week we're gonna have to probably break out of it, right? These lines meet right here, right? And look at what happened again today and yesterday. 1, 2 hits, try to gap above it, gap and crap, and we're still at the lows of the day. This is not bounced at all. So IGV is still under pressure here, and that's going to make a decision pretty soon. Makes up a big portion of technology too. So if that comes down with the semis, hypothetically, it's going to be hard for the market to rally. Transports we talked about, nothing has changed there. You guys know my stance. Still like it pattern-wise. It does not mean it's a buy. I do think it's holding up. Rates pulled back quite a bit today, specifically on the longer end. You see 5s, 10s, and then the 30s came in. TLT had a pretty good bid. I'm wondering if we get down to this trend line here, is that kind of one more? You have almost kind of like an ascending triangle look, and I think you can see it a little bit better on TLT. If we flip over here, I like this. I like this right here. So you got this trend line here. You're clearly going back up into that, and we'll see. You're going to make a decision here in the next couple of days or so. But I still don't have any real issue with rates right now, and you guys know my thoughts on that. I don't think we're going to, even if bonds rally, I don't think it's going to be anything that lasts for too long. So XHB and then VCE Friday will obviously move. Obviously the market will be closed, but we'll see next week. But anyway, XHB was green again. Again, nothing wrong inside of that big rally candle there. And again, this can consolidate and go higher. It is way overbought, but it has not cared about being overbought in a long time. VNQ, we talked about up 2%. That is acting really well. And nice rotation trade there for VNQ. XLF, green today, up 0.5%, but still below that double top high. We'll see where it closes. If we can close above 41.70, that would be a positive, obviously. Closing above double top on a weekly. They did remove that fake print, remember, on the weekly time frame there, for what that's worth. I'll just say, even if we close above 41.70, it's bullish, right? But you're still above the double, like this recent high. So just be aware of that for now. But XLF, it's had a big run too. So if it backs off, it's not really the end of the world. KRE with a good bid, up 2.4. Again, I still don't like the weekly. KBE, I do like the weekly, and that's acting well. Broker dealers, that was up again today. That can still go higher. Overbought, but it's still acting well. Oil, nothing going on here. A little dip by intraday, and now it's flat inside of this green. This is consolidating for another move up, and then I think oil is going to stall out big time around 85, but that doesn't mean it has to be a sell. It just means that's where it's going to stall out. XLE, again, backing off here. This may have topped out already into that double top there. XOP, it's close. Maybe it could inch a little bit higher into that double, triple top area. Nice dip by today. And same thing with OIH, again, red to green day. So this might have one more push up into it. XLE, you know, these producers, they may push up a little bit more, but I mean, look at this. You went straight up into this double top with no pullback at all. You had one consolidation 6 weeks ago and straight into that. So that level is going to be tough to get through right now. CCJ holding up. Again, watch the lower highs there. It has a chance to put in a higher low here, but I'm just kind of neutral on it right now. Yeah, I just think it's doing backing and filling. URNM, all I care about right now is this white trend line on tomorrow's close. I'm neutral to bullish on that. And the same thing with the J. That's still okay. I don't think that's going to break anytime soon here, or at least not this week. Nat gas coming in again. Looking at the K contract, that made a new low. The continuous did not, obviously, because we had that contract gap. I don't know what to make of it right now. I hate when you have these big gaps like this. You know, I don't mind like a small gap, like a couple pennies or something like that, but when it just skews the chart a lot, sometimes what I'll do is I'll go off of kind of this spot. This one's pretty good, Capital.com on TradingView. It's kind of like one of those spot indexes, whatever you want to call it. I would look for this to make a new low. I would get interested though down there. It is very attractive, and seasonally this is kind of right around when it bottoms too. But I don't have a signal on it yet. Dollar index holding up. This is still bullish here. Green bar inside of that. No problems with the DXY. It's still acting well. Gold acting well also. Remember that has a contract gap too, so I'm a little skeptical. These things tend to fill pretty quickly. Silver here into the 20 MA getting a bid. There's still a lot of resistance around 25.50 or so, but you know, it's holding up for now, and I do like the look on SIL and SILJ. So those charts look pretty good here. Platinum, that did dip down, filled the contract gap, got a bounce. Nothing's changed there. And then palladium also dipping down a little bit, but closing back inside of the last week's range. Copper, this is one we actually had in the day trading room, and we had a really nice trade on this one. Basically got near the lows of the day, right around 398, and we're still holding a runner on this. I think this can get up to 405, 406. I don't know if this is going to go straight there, but usually the first hit of the 20 after a big surge, and without pulling back. So that's the key. You don't want to go, or excuse me, without consolidating. You don't want to go down and then like this. Whoops. We get that. You don't want to go down and then sideways and then into it. You just want to go straight down, and that's what it's doing. So it's getting defended right there. You can see nice tail candle too. First thing in the morning, boom, pull back and then a big pop. So I think copper is good here for a move to 405, 406, maybe higher. We'll see, but you know, right now it's acting well. So. Crypto's still acting well too. Bitcoin backing off a little bit, but no problems here. Just kind of chopping. You're back above the moving averages. If this goes sideways, it'll go higher. That's really all it comes down to. All right, again, so markets here. So we're right at 52.20. Again, look, little fake spike, and then we're just right back up here. Yeah, my guess is we'll just close here in this 10-point range, probably around 52.25. I wouldn't make too much out of it, even if we dip or do anything else. I'm going to be kind of neutral going into tomorrow just because of the quarterly expiry, and there's a lot of window dressing and undressing after that. We'll see what we get here, but again, markets are okay, just working off an overbought condition right now, and we'll leave it at that until proven otherwise. So anyways, guys, going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.